This the Mixtape Queens.
Welcome, King. Yes, welcome. Welcome to the Mixtape Queens Podcast. We've been looking forward to talking to you for weeks now.
Yes.
Well, that's what it takes, right? You know,
Yeah.
we got to organize, we got to plan. I've started to realize that that is one of the keys of success is organization and time management.
For sure.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline to get up and check that calendar every day and stick to those things that you said you would commit to, because you wake up the next day and there's tons of distractions and you might not feel like it, but you know,
So many distractions.
yeah.
Right.
Once you get in that groove of it, I mean, and you're passionate about what you do, it's pretty fun.
It comes to you a little bit easier the more that you do it. So, you know, it just depends on determination. That's all.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. I think what you were saying, if you have that inspiration and that drive at the time, especially, you know, try and get as much done as you can, so that way you can, you know, I started out with music freestyling, and I was getting so much done at night. It felt great, but then in the morning, I didn't have anything to show for it. And I mean, I had memories, obviously, but when it came down to having like something tangible, I had to, you know, take things to the next level a little bit. And in doing so, I then started writing. And that is what really helped me transform my art and take it to the next level. And since then, you know, I actually saw if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of get right into it. I'm kind of eager to give you a little bit of my background and kind of where it's come from. Okay. Yeah.
Let it rip.
I was watching I think it was an MTV Cribs version, and it was Drake actually, and he had a box full of notebooks, and there was like 15 or 20 notebooks in it, and he just picked one of the notebooks up and started reading out of it and started rapping out of it, and it was like he didn't even skip a beat. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, I would like to be able to do that. And I did. And so now you know, from then to now, I have about 100 notebooks that are full of lyrics. And as I go, you know, I write every day. And as I write, you know, there's things that I kind of want to spark back up, and I'll go through those notebooks, kind of pick through the pages and, you know, go through the best portions that I think are there and just put them in. It's like a copy paste. Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's pretty dope to have 100 notebooks filled with lyrics.
It feels good. It's like that. If there's a fire or a flood, that's what I'm taking with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that's right. I know that has to be very therapeutic to have. I know it's like a lot of notebooks. People are probably like, oh my God, so many notebooks, but that is therapeutic to be able to get what you really feel off of your chest and work through your healing through your music. That's pretty cool.
How long did it take you to fill up all those notebooks?
20 years.
Woo!
Nice.
Yep,
Okay.
20 years. And let me tell you something. It's great that you brought up the therapeutic part. Music is my therapy. It literally is. And I don't know why we don't use that more. that term or just the ideology of it. Because we're able to make that connection. I was listening to one of your podcasts that said music is medicine. And I actually want to name a future project, something of the sort. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, let me see what this is." So it was really cool to be able to relate to that, and I'll get a little bit deep with you. You know, when I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and there's a lot of drug use, and I wasn't any exception as I was growing up. So I had to find something that I could connect with at the same time. And what I would do was I would use and just write lyrics. And at the time, it didn't really seem like too much. But I soon realized that if I never had that pen in my hand, you know, who would have known? You know, that was my driving force. And that was literally one of the things that kept me alive. So it really, as far as therapy goes, I have been able to use that to my benefit. And, you know, I would love to be able to open a songwriting school one day. Yeah, that is a dream of mine for young people, for old people. Yeah, you know, just think how many people are out there. I actually wasn't put in front of a microphone until I was like 16. I wish I was a little bit even younger than that, because I felt as soon as I heard my voice on a microphone, I was just fascinated by it. It's hard to describe the feeling that I got, but it was powerful enough for me to continue to do it for the rest of my life.
Aww,
Yeah, that's a blessing.
So cute. I love that as your story.
Yeah.
Because it just really shows the amount of effort that a lot of artists that aren't as big as like J. Cole or Kendrick right now, how far you guys have come and how long you've been doing this. And how hard you really push for your goals is actually pretty admirable to hear and see that.
Thank you.
From so many different artists, especially like hearing your story. I think that's very unique. You don't often hear about an artist that's written in over 100 notebooks and filled every single page with a lyric.
And I think your school is going to be worldwide. I don't think it's going to be just in one place, because you know, with social media, you can reach people around the world.
You can do workshops on your website and everything. People will tune in. They'll come to Google meetings. I'll come in.
Heck yeah.
You know, I love to write. I feel like for me, I'm an amazing writer. I feel like I am afraid to show people the things that I write, because some of the stuff that I write is very deep and meaningful to me. But what I'm starting to realize through artists like yourself is that I can use that as my tool of healing by giving that to the world. And in turn, that might be able to help save somebody. It might be able to help them through something that they're going through that's really hard for them to move past.
Right.
And I just really appreciate the authenticity that comes with that, because like so many other summit artists that we've gotten to to know, you know, Kasky has really shifted and changed a lot for all of us. Look, he's ready. Yes, let's go. Okay, look.
You know what? Let's talk about that, okay? because and you know what? I want to shift my lighting a little bit.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, I'm a perfectionist here. And I know this is some of the first times that you guys are doing the what's it called? The video. So it's we're kind of testing new things out here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for stepping up and doing something a little bit different and going with the times. So
Thank you.
good job.
Yeah.
Good job. And yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that because that's something that's really important. I mean, that's how I found y'all, or we found each other, and it's something else when you can. Are you familiar with the song? The from Kids of the artist.
Yeah.
It's called it. I believe it's called it. He said, "I'm an artist's artist."
Yeah.
And I totally felt that. It was amazing because let me tell you something. It's been at least 12 years since I first met Tasky, and I remember just really connecting with him. He dropped the song Words. That was the song itself, and it really resonated at the time. And then I started listening to some other things, and I was like, man, this kid is something else. And I knew I needed to inspire him. And that is something that I think every artist should aim for. If an artist inspires you enough, you need to return the favor somehow.
Correct.
And it may take a lifetime to do that. But if that person really, meant that much to you, then it'll be worth it. And I can tell you it will, because there's two instances that I'd like to talk to you about that really have shaped my artist trajectory. And the first is Kasky, and he is like a brother to me. And we've been through a lot, and I've tried to voice to him how much he means to me, and he knows that, luckily. The connection that we have is let's see here, unbreakable, let's call it that. And it's great to be able to connect with someone who you can confide in, like who you can trust with creativity. To be able to know that there's gas at the gas station, waiting for you is a good feeling. And that you can go to that gas station anytime you want. And, there's so many artists out there that are like that can be that for you. And the relationship that we have is amazing, and it has then opened my world up to then became very close with Anonymous, and then Hector, and then just that whole crew, Tasty. They're all like brothers to me now. And it is great to know that we're all perfecting our own crafts together and separately. And I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for the let's see here. I'm thankful for artists like that who had to go through some some pain in order to turn it into some light.
Mhm.
you know, and yeah, I think grateful is the best word. And I'll give you the second instance. Another artist that actually still inspires me to this day is Mac Miller.
Mm.
And I was fortunate enough to develop a relationship with him while he was alive.
Mhm.
And the advice that I gave earlier, where if an artist means that much to you, then figure out a way to let them know. And I literally bought a VIP ticket and I wrote some stuff. Picked a little stuff out of the notebooks, you know, and then I did a little freestyling and I made an impact on him. And
Aw, that's so sweet.
yeah, and I didn't ask for an autograph. I didn't ask for a picture. I just forged a connection,
Mhm.
and that I'm so glad that I did that because I can look back now and after that show, I was then able to open up for Mac Miller and really just develop a connection with someone who meant so much to not just me but everyone else around me.
Mhm.
You know, so it felt, you know, and you know, unfortunately with Max passing, you know, that was a little bit of a hard time, but it actually made me stronger. It made me want to. It made me want to try that much harder because I knew, you know, that no one is invincible, and
Mhm.
you know, there's certain things that you have to do in this world if you want to make it the longest best time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's facts. And I appreciate you opening up about that. And it is very important for the listeners of this podcast to hear that you don't have to be afraid to reach as high as you think that you should reach. If it feels scary, then you should probably do it. And I really respect the fact that you took the time to go through your notebooks and really just bring something to him without expecting anything in return. Because I think that as an artist, what some of us do is we get so excited and in our heads that we expect these people who have like what we would consider a higher ranking in the industry, we expect them to do things for us. And I really appreciate that you went there to basically honor him and his artistry. Like that's one of the best things that you can do for these great artists out here is
really
just
cool.
show appreciation
Yeah.
and real genuine love. That's why I love Kasky, because he's not looking for you to give him anything.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times, even when there are people that have bought backstage passes for him and he'll meet with them, but guess what? He doesn't leave the place until he meets every single person that
Yeah.
came to the show. And
Yeah.
that shocked me because I've never seen anybody ever do that.
Right?
I'm like, to me, that's an artist.
Yeah.
That's the guy that you want to,
Genuineness, you know?
yeah, that's the guy that you want to go to when you want someone to believe in you the way that you believe in them. And
Yeah.
he does it effortlessly.
Right.
Effortlessly.
I
And
love-
I've never really seen that from anybody else. So I really appreciate you telling that story. For those of you that are listening, if you want to meet your favorite celebrity, invest in that ticket, invest in
Yeah.
that time, go meet that person, bring
Do
them
it.
something genuine and raw. You never know what that might bring.
Right.
It could bring you so many different things, like just spiritually for your own healing and progress for your artistry, not just the connections that you make with the celebrity or whoever it is that you're trying to meet or you want to meet. It's not always about what they can give you in terms of physically, but it's about what you can give yourself and others with being genuine and authentic in the way that you approach people and treat people. And I just really want to say thank you for walking up to him and just treating him like a human, because I think a lot of people forget that those celebrities that we put up there in those higher rankings, they're human.
They are.
They're human. These are normal people that just decided they were going to live in their truth and live in their life the way that they saw them living. And, you know, that's what they try to give to everybody else. So I just appreciate that from you. I really do.
Thank you for saying that. You know, there's something else that I kind of want to, there's another connection I want to make with that. Okay. And it is, my music is a culmination of a lot of things. Okay. Throughout the 20 years that I have been writing, I have found that, unfortunately, when it came to, you know, Mac Miller, and I'll name some other artists like Lil Peep and like Juice World, you know, think about all of the kids and the people that don't have their favorite artists now. Okay. So my goal, you were asking other people what their goals were, you know, and it really made me think about it. And my goal is to take the artists like Mac Miller, Lil Peep, and Juice World, and, you know, obviously the connections that they forged, let's see here, you know, or everlasting. But what I want to do is I want to take that type of like instrumentation, the sound that they had, and instead put a more positive message with it. And not saying that you know, you can't turn their stuff positive, but you know, lots of drug references and, you know, violence every now and then, and just, you know, maybe some things that you know, maybe just doing some things a little bit differently. And my goal is to take that sound, their instrumentation, and put a very positive, uplifting vibe on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of music is headed. It's getting bigger than what I think a lot of people thought it would be, but there's a lot of us as creatives that are coming forth and just deciding and really feeling like this is not what we want to push anymore.
Right.
We're looking for light, and there's too much. There has to be a balance between the light and dark. That's why there's the yin and yang. You know what I mean?
Especially in, I think, hip hop, and let's see here. Yeah, I think especially in hip hop, there needs to be a little bit more, you know, you heard J. Cole's no role models, you know? I mean, there is proof that there needs to be more role models and mentors in the world. And as far as like advice goes, I would have to definitely say find a mentor, or find a few to give you advice and to help you, because guess what? There is someone out there who's already went through the problem that you're going through right now, and they made it through. you know? So all you need to do, sorry, I make it sound easy. What you need to do is you need to stay focused. You need to keep to your word. Have you ever heard of the 4 agreements?
Of course.
Okay. Live by that shit. Right. Let's see here. Yeah, your word is impeccable. I found that in my music that when I was freestyling back in the day, I was that kid who was in your ear and I was just freestyling all night. And like most of my friends, like at some point were like, dude, just shut up. But you know what? I needed that, you know, because then I started to write things down, like I said. And when I was freestyling, I was like, you know what? If I'm good with my words, okay, and I'm fast, you can take over the world.
For sure.
Literally, you know, and I wholeheartedly believe that and am literally living it right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Walk in alignment with what is exactly for you. Like most of us know exactly what we're supposed to do in life, but we do not go for it because what we've been taught is that we need to get a job and work for somebody else instead of figuring out what our soul is speaking to us. For instance, I have always worked in stores until recently. I didn't even know I was good at graphic design until I met her.
Right.
And now I'm a great videographer. I do wonderful and amazing motion graphics and artwork. And it actually shocks me sometimes. And even when it comes to like writing music and stuff, when I write something, man, I'll have to share it with you sometime.
I would love.
Yeah,
I've seen some of your graphic work.
Yeah.
You both have really, and it's great to see women do it. It really is. It is, and I mean, it's just great to see anyone do it in general, but it's great to see women do it because it's like, you know, there's just sometimes some markets get saturated, you know, with certain things, and I'm always for the underdog. I really am, and it's just great to see it because then that I know that y'all can inspire, you know, younger women to be like, you know what, maybe I can do that, you know, and it's great to see that. It really is. So you know, thank you for not being scared and putting on the crown and, you know, walking what you're talking.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I say this like all the time now. It took a while for us to really figure out what we really wanted the mission of the Mixtape Queens to be.
It's supposed to. It's not supposed to be easy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we finally, it just kind of clicked. She said it like at the beginning of this year, end of last year, she was like, it's for the queens. And I'm like, what? And she was like, it's for the queens. And
I had
like,
a vision.
It took me a minute for it to click, but I finally understand what that means. This platform is largely for the queens, of course. It's for artists everywhere, but in order for us to heal the way that we work together as the divine feminine and the divine masculine, we have to first heal our sisters. We have to fix our queen's crowns. And if we don't do that, we won't get anywhere.
Right.
Even our kings will be lost. So we have to start within and start with our women because those are our main reflections. And that's how we keep things going. That's how we progress and learn. And
there's a reason why they call it Mother Earth, you know?
Correct. And so we've really just been tapping into that and figuring out
That's beautiful.
what's the next step to make sure that we get everybody's voices out there and heard. And
Well,
we
you're
just love having artists like you on who understand and get it. And also you have so much to teach these artists that are just now beginning to figure out who they are, because a lot of us don't know.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because it makes me think of KSK and Anonymous said in the very beginning of the summit, you know, what do you want, impact or fame? And as I go through my jungle of artistry, the trail that is a jungle, I start to realize that I need to try less on becoming something else and work more on just like being me. And it has a lot to do with self-reflection. You know, how do you, like, I know this may sound cheesy, but like how do you feel when you look in the mirror?
Yeah.
You know, like, can you be, you know, can you lock eyes with yourself and be like, good job? You know, and that actually it's a lot harder than it may seem, or it just, you know, to be said out loud. But I am constantly learning things. I'm constantly falling and getting up. You know, that is going to be life. But I think the main point is that you do want to do a lot of digging on the inside before you can even give advice or show someone how to do something. You know, it has definitely taken me a while to get to where I'm at, but I can confidently say that I am doing what I know that I'm supposed to do. And there hasn't been a better feeling than that yet in life.
Yes. Congratulations on that, because I feel the same way about us. And I honestly just feel so lucky and so blessed to be able to do what, you know, we're passionate about. It's like, how come I'm lucky and I'm surrounded by even our family and friends who are suffering, and so many people out there who are suffering. And, you know, I believe we're here to bring the light. And if we're the ones that are chosen in some way to be that light, and that's what we got to do.
And I say this to myself often: nobody initially chooses to be the chosen one.
Ooh.
That is set up for you. That's like divinely written for you in your path, because there are a lot of people in your family that have gifts, and that could be great artists or have these great concepts, what a business could look like and how they want it. I mean, there's so many different beautiful things that your family can come up with, but if they don't have a light to shine through to them and the darkness to be that voice that guides them, to tell them and show them, not just tell them, it's the showing that matters. Because in this form that we are in, because I really believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings having spiritual experiences.
Oh, say that again.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience.
Oh, I really like that.
And what that means to me is I have to, for my family, for the creatives in my family and my friends, I have to really step out of my comfort zone a lot of the time and show them you can do this. This is really not that hard. It's
Yeah.
really easy to walk in alignment with what's for you.
And you know what? Sorry to interrupt you, but it actually has to do with you just being you. When people start to see, I'm leading by action now. I'm
Mhm.
leading by example now. I don't even need to tell people anything. I'm just being the best version of me. And people are kind of just in the peripheral, like, man, dude, I see you doing, you're really doing your thing. You're doing this, you're working hard. And, it's awesome to hear that. It really is. It feels good to know that, there are people that are inspired by the things that I'm doing and you're doing, and yeah, it feels really good to have that feeling. And yeah, as long as you are genuine, as long as you're following your more or your moral code,
Mhm.
there's a few rules that you should be following, and they're not even like rules, but they're just guidelines for mental and physical stability.
Mm.
That's what I would call them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
for sure 100% agree with what you're saying.
Hold on one second. We want to still talk to you about your album, but 1 second because
Yeah.
my dog is crying.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna let him out. So
How about
that-
this? Why don't you do that? Can I show off some merch real quick?
Yes,
for
you
sure.
can.
Let's kill the two birds with one stone.
Let's get it.
Right? Okay, so
Go down.
I have
Bye.
all of this stuff is available on my website, which is www.awallartist.com, and that's AWALLARTIST. Okay. I have a team from the UK, some younger kids who are excellent with technology, and I'm not the best. So I got a lot of help from them in making my website a real thing. Actually, I want to tell you a small story. Okay, you're really going to appreciate this. I had a friend of mine. His name is Chris, and he at the time was 16 years old, and this was 3 years ago. He had a small business that's Apple products. It's information on Apple. It's updates and things like that. Okay. And he started this business when he was 15 years old. Okay. And he heard a snippet of my song on Snapchat. And I didn't have any music out yet. And he found a way, like we were talking about earlier, especially with technology, someone inspires you that much, find them,
Yes.
let them know. And this kid, the lengths he went to find me are just mind-boggling. Okay. But he found me. And when he did, he let me know how much that 8-second tidbit of a song, which is one of my most meaningful tracks. It's not out yet, but it will be. Okay, we got to perfect the formula first before that comes out. Okay, and it's called Numbness, and it's one of the most meaningful tracks to me, and really has shaped my whole outlook on how I make music and perfect the process. And so he found, and it made me think, if this kid from across the world is going to do this, is going to go through these lengths to find me and let me know, I was like, I would be doing myself a disservice and the world to not get it out properly. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back that just sent me running. And he is now my web designer. His team. We have teams now. You know what I mean? It's not just one person doing something. You know what I mean? We got whole teams now. So it's great to know, and that to give some advice to any artist that's out there that's like not getting the results that they want. There will be, if you make it, if you have this outlook, there can be one song that's going to change your life. There can be one fan that will change your life. And how are you going to know if you stop? So I had to give Chris a shout out, because he has been a driving force to what I've been doing recently. And that's the website, AWALLARTIST. Okay. I got some hats. That's actually what we're rocking right now. Okay. I got, let's see here. Got a few different colors. These are all available online, or if you live in Baltimore, just knock on my door. Okay. Bunch of different colors. I got the pink for the ladies.
Oh, okay.
And then
Come through.
Let me show you some shirts.
I love the shirt you got on.
Yeah. So this is kind of, so let's talk about it actually while we're doing this. Okay. My album, it's an EP, Respecting Perspectives.
Oh,
yeah. So got the branding, got everything. I worked with a friend of mine, Grace Campagna, on the digital work of it. But let's see here. Yeah, all different colors, kinds. Yeah.
I'm really vibing with that blue.
Oh yeah, you like the light blue?
That is tight. I like that.
Yeah, I love it.
I love all of it.
We'll have to work on
Yes.
we'll have to work on getting y'all some, okay?
For sure.
I'd love for you to get you in some, okay? And then we also have the embroidered stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is kind of the logo itself, and it's cool to have different styles, different kinds, different options for people. And merch, artists. Merch is the best way for you to make money. Okay?
Yes.
I know that's the hardest part about all this. You don't even have to tell me, okay? The hardest part is making the money so that you can be the artist, all right?
Yes.
That's facts. Don't forget to send us the link for this website so that we can drop that in the bio of your episode.
Oh, we got it in our email.
Okay then.
Yeah, we got all your links
Period.
in the email you sent us.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So my EP is dropping June 16th. Okay. Not sure if this will be out or not, but if it's past that date, order it. If it's before that date, pre-order it. Let's see here. I am also throwing a EP release party in Baltimore. This is actually my debut EP, and I'm trying to just out the gate swinging. I've seen a few other artists do some release parties, and it really seems like a great idea. And I am going to do it in the neighborhood that I grew up in Hamden, in Baltimore. And I'm going to have some new family there, some old family there, just a bunch of different people. And I'm going to have the step and repeat here. Everybody's going to be taking pictures. I'm also going to be doing some performances, going to have some live painters there. I'm going to be premiering some music videos, so people will be able to see some music videos before they get out, so they can make that connection. You know what I mean? So that when the video does come out, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we were there when we got to see that already." They'll comment on that. I think one of the things I'm really trying to do is, I think what we're all trying to do is connect with our fan base, and not just connect with them, but have them be a part of the process. And my goal for the next year, okay, I got to say these things out loud so I can hold myself accountable. And that is opening up and giving people the very initial thought of, even when the song popped in my head, oh, hey, I came up with this idea last night when this song came on, or I was just listening to some beats and, this came to my head. And then just kind of going through the whole process of how, I always, now that we have these platforms and we have that ability, and, I always, like, when I was listening back in the day, some of my inspirations are like 3 6 Mafia and like Outkast and like Cameron, J. Cole, Big Crit, Joey Badass. Yeah, all these guys, Mac Miller, obviously. Yeah, so many artists. And I always wanted to see more of how they came up with the music, because you see, like, it comes out and then it's out and everybody's enjoying it. But, yeah, how, and I know that can be personal. That can be very personal to some artists, and maybe they don't want to, put that out, but I do. And I'm ready to start doing that. So hopefully with this EP, I'll be able to do what I say that I'm going to do, and keep an eye out on all my platforms for that type of stuff. Maybe kind of going through some of the notebooks and some of those pages, and even maybe like sitting with a beat maker and kind of just coming with up with some stuff on the fly, on live. That's a goal of mine as well.
And don't forget your school for songwriting, and not just songwriting, but I think you're a great person to help artists, especially younger artists, come up with some artist development, branding development, because you have a lot of great ideas. And, a lot of young people don't have, like you said, the artists come out with all this great music, but what about the process of it?
Yes.
And I think you are kind of your own summit. You're kind of the leader of your own summit. Maybe not everybody is a Caskey fan, or they can't afford the thousands of dollars that he charges. And, I fully expect to be at your school one day. So don't forget about that.
Yeah, for all the artists out there, listen, no matter what you do, who you are, what you create, you can be a leader for somebody. You can shine light for people. The only way that that you have knowledge is if you share it. Don't keep it all to yourself. Really give it back. Pay it forward, because you can change somebody's life. You can save somebody's life.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, you could save somebody's life. I couldn't agree more. There's a book that Caskey recommended at the summit called As a Man Thinketh. And it's very short, but it's to the point, and your thoughts literally control everything in your world. Okay. So you need to think positive. There's always a silver lining to things. You just have to be in a mindset to where you can think like that. So you need to be grateful for the things that you have.
Mhm.
Let me shed light on something that's really important to me and has really affected me recently. Okay. Um, I've been diagnosed recently with tinnitus. Okay. Do you know what that is? Okay. It is a ringing in your ears. Okay. It can be from a lot of things actually, but what it usually stems from and where it stemmed from for me was listening to loud music my whole life, especially when you're an artist too, or a musical artist. you know there's times where you have something on repeat, 100 times. And the advice I can give with this is you need to take care of your body. Okay, your body is a temple. Okay, you only have one of these. Okay, as opposed to I can drop my phone 10 times and replace it and still get the same thing out. Okay, with your ears and your eye, all your senses. Take care of your senses because those are the things that help you get along with the world. Okay, and take care of your ears if you're at a concert or something. Bring some earplugs or I know I sound like an old man right now, but seriously, it's going to affect you later on in life. And if you, like we said earlier, if you want to make the best out of this, especially if you're an artist, you have to have top notch sensory ability in order to be able to express yourself as best as possible, in my opinion, and what I've seen. And I think the point I was getting at was, this ringing. At first it was really difficult, okay, to deal with. It was really hard to understand it. I I felt like I had done something wrong to deserve this, and it then started to make me think there's people out there who can't hear at all. There's people out there who can't see. There's people out there who don't have an arm, a leg. There's people out there who don't have any arms or legs. So be grateful for what you have and know how to use it, because your worst day could be someone's best. I think that's one of the main points I wanted to make.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And
Yeah,
that
thank
is
you.
very, very, very powerful. Your worst day could be somebody else's
Right?
greatest day, because you never know who's going to relate to your story
Right.
and how that's going to help them in the future. So I just want to give a really big shout out to you, everybody that's listening, that's tapped in. Go follow AWALL.
Yes, please.
Give him love. Buy his merch. Go to the website. Go download that music and be genuine and authentic in it. And King, we really appreciate you coming on, sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. We are looking forward to your school, your classes,
Your new
your
album.
music, your merch, everything.
Let me one last thing. I have about 100 songs, okay, that are made. All right. I have a 3-year release plan sitting in front of me right now. Okay.
Nice.
And it starts with the EP that's dropping on Friday.
Nice.
Okay. So you will expect a lot of music from me and videos from me and just expression for me forever.
Okay, I know
Good.
that's right.
Good.
We're looking forward to it. And next time we do an interview with you, it will be in person.
Yes, Baltimore.
Yes, for sure.
Let's get it.
For
So
sure.
thank you again for coming on,
Thank you for having
sharing.
me.
We love you so much. Thank you,
Love
thank
you
you,
too.
thank you. And we hope you have a great rest of your week.
Yes, thank you.
You are
Queen.
awesome. Keep being you, keep being authentic. You a real one. Let's get it.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. And listen, everybody go listen to the Mixtape Queens podcast. Go visit their website. Go buy their merch. Just show out for all your homies. And show up for your artist friends, okay?
Yes. See you later, King.
Peace.
Rise like a phoenix into a realm of the unknown.